Hello and welcome to Tutorials Point. Today in conversion rate optimization, we'll discuss about how to reduce the bounce rate. If you want to have high conversions, if you want to have conversion rate that is extremely high and you are consistently generating high conversions from the effort that you are putting in, extremely important to know that how actually you can reduce the bounce rate, and we'll discuss about what is bounce rate, how you can actually go on implementing certain techniques so that you can reduce the bounce rate and increase your conversions, and what are the best practices you can think of implementing in reducing the bounce rate. Let's get started with it. In the first place, we will discuss about what precisely in the first place bounce rate is all about. Bounce rate is the percentage of visitors to a particular website who move away, close the website after visiting one page only. That is the point. When I, as a visitor, I bump into a website, I could be may have come to your website or a landing page or a blog or a social media, or I may have received an email link of your website or a blog or a landing page. I go to that particular website or a landing page. What is the time that I give myself, the visitor? Hardly about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, max about half a minute, and that is actually the time that I spend on your website on a landing page. And if I am not satisfied with the kind of content, the kind of features or the benefit that you are providing with whatever product or solution that you are selling, I am certain that then I will close the website. And if I close the website on the very first page itself, within half seconds, within 5 seconds or 10 seconds, then that is actually a bounce rate, because I am not navigating through the rest of the pages of your website. I am not doing that. I may have come to the home page. From the home page, I have not gone to the services page or a solutions page or a products page, because I am not satisfied with your website or with the kind of content that you have provided me, and that is actually a bounce rate. That is closing the website from the very first page that I landed on, and that is actually a serious cause of concern for most of the companies, because the high bounce rates means the traffic is not flowing on the website. When the traffic is not flowing on the website, there are no leads. When there are no leads, no customers. When there are no customers, no business. And reducing the bounce rate is extremely important to get more and more conversions. How you actually go on doing it, reducing the bounce rate? The most important thing is, how do you know the bounce rate is happening? You are actually reviewing and analyzing the analytics of your website or a landing page, and analytics clearly show you the bounce rate is this much. It could be 60%, it could be 70%, sometimes the bounce rate may go even to the extent of 80-85%, and that is actually a serious cause of concern. And how can you can reduce that? These are certain techniques that you can implement in reducing the bounce rate. Remove keywords, marketing channels who are sending low value traffic. You clearly know in the analytics, when you analyze the analytical reports, what are the keywords that you are using and which are the keywords that are sending you the low traffic, because that is actually one area of concern. Eliminate those keywords, also remove all those channels that are delivering you low traffic, and if you remove that, there is a possibility certain bounce will come down. Create landing pages which meets users' requirements. When you create landing pages, if the landing pages are not delivering the kind of result that they are delivering for you, because the bounce rate is high, the conversions are not happening, you can think of doing an A/B testing. When you do an A/B testing, you are precisely creating two different landing pages. The content may be a bit similar, but content is different, or you can create two different landing pages of two different contents. The content on this landing page is different from the content of this landing pages. The images, even the videos or the banners, everything is different, and you test these two pages out there and see which one is performing better. If the one is performing better, you can use them, but ensure that you create landing pages which meet the customer's requirements, because when you have the customer's requirements with you, with the kind of report that you already have, when you have done research on your customers, ensure that your landing page is in consonance with the requirements of the users. makes it here relevant to the page. Extremely important that you have a call to action. There is a debatable issue where people say that the call to action has to be there at the bottom, and some people say that you can put a call to action at the top also. Both actually work. You can try a test based on the kind of services, solutions or products that you are selling. You can put up a call to action at the top, you can put up a call to action in the bottom and test those pages and see how they work. But make sure you have a call to action that is in line with the requirement, that is in line with the kind of services, solutions or products that you are selling. Formulate content that reduces time. Make sure that the content that you write, do not write long paragraphs explaining a lot of things. Briefly, the first heading, you actually create a compelling heading. The compelling heading followed by the kind of product that you are telling, talk about the best possible thing that your product can deliver. Then you have the features, then you have the benefits, then you have the testimonial, then you have the case studies, then you have the call to action. The flow could be this way, but make sure the content you write, give a clear headings for each and every paragraph. The paragraphs have to be short, about 4-5 lines, and when you have content, make sure the content is in bulleted points, not long paragraphs, but it should reduce the time of the effort that the customer puts in when they are actually reviewing the content on your landing page. Ensure the page loads fast. Extremely important both from the customer's point of view and from the search engine's point of view. When I click a particular link, I want the page to be displayed instantly. That is extremely important. It is very important that when you have a page that loads quickly, the customer really likes it, and make sure that the loading time is very good. A/B test home and landing pages and implement that works well. As I said, implement techniques that are important for you to improve the conversions. A/B testing is extremely important. Test 2 pages, and those 2 pages are disseminated across multiple channels. Let the visitors come to the pages and do an analysis, which page is working, which page is not working, and ensure that the page that is working is further optimized to improve your conversions rate and reduce the bounce rate. And what are the best practices that you can think of implementing on your landing pages are: improve your content readability. Extremely important, because that is what engages with your content, with your customers. Content is extremely important. Make it readable in terms of user experience, in terms of user interface, in terms of the images that you put across, and the content should be readable. Content must be specific to the page. When you are talking of a particular service on a particular page, ensure that the content of that particular page is specific to the kind of service that is being mentioned in that particular page. Improve user experience and user interface. Extremely important, because that is actually what interacts with the customers, that is what interacts with the potential customers and potential leads. The more the better the user experience and user interface, the better of the engagement, and the more the engagement, the less the bounce rate. A/B test pages, extremely important. Test the pages repeatedly, analyze the reports and implement the best practices, the best selling page. Avoid pop-ups. Sometimes what happens is, when I go to a particular website, immediately as soon as the site is opened, the pop-ups keep popping out, and that could be annoying for me, that could be irritating for me. When I see a pop-up appearing in front of me, right away as soon as I open the page, I may close the page. When I close the page, again the bounce rate goes up. Avoid pop-ups in your website or landing pages. Keep posting fresh and relevant content. The engagement happens with the readers, with the visitors, with the potential customers is the content. The more the fresh content, the more the regular content update, the better for me. If I go to a particular website today, I check the page, I close it, maybe in the next few days I go to the same website, I find the same content, I may not go to the third time. It will never happen, because the most important thing for is fresh, relevant and updated content in the website is extremely important, not just from the customer's point of view, which is extremely important, but from the search engine's point of view. Fresh, relevant, unique content that benefit the customers, search engines will rank your website or landing pages high on the top pages. Target keywords with high value traffic. Make sure that you do a lot of keyword analysis using tools such as AdWords keyword planner or some other tools, make sure that you target high value keywords, and the keywords have to be long term keywords, and use those keywords judiciously. When you are targeting keywords, it doesn't mean that you keep on stuffing the keywords unnecessarily. That should not happen. Use the keyword in the heading, use the keyword in the first 2 paragraphs, and use the keyword judiciously. Effective CTA, when you end the page, make sure that you have a call to action that is compelling, that makes the user take an action. And in this conclusion, what we have seen in this video is what is a bounce rate, methods to reduce the bounce rate, and what are the best practices you can think of in reducing the bounce rate. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again.